My name is Luis Dunn. I am a solutions consultant at NextThink, and I support the South Central region in America.
Hey everyone, my name is Edgar Padua. I'm also a solutions consultant with NextThink for the West Coast region.
Thanks, Edgar. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to recession-proof your IT organization. Over the years, we've all seen various requirements and how those have impacted how IT enables the business with technology. We've seen projects to ensure employees can work from anywhere. We've seen more and more infrastructure and applications shift to the cloud, more agents deployed to the endpoint. And certainly we could go on and on about how busy we are in IT with all these different types of projects and also how complex these environments have become. But there's a challenge to consider through all this, right? How do you find the balance between putting the fires out and working on strategic projects? Edgar, can you share a brief story of how NextThink has helped the customer find this balance around the hardware layer?
Yeah, so we had a client who wanted to gain the ability to see data and visualize upcoming concerns for disk health. And as you know, disk health is a powerful metric in heading off any type of potential catastrophic problem, especially when your VIPs or critical teams that deal in this type of data is involved. So this client saw great value in exposing this data, and from NextThink itself, we were able to find out that a third of their fleet of devices were older than 4 years, and some of them even with slower rotational drives, not solid-state drives. So gaining visibility into drive health data allowed them to shore up their warranty policies with their OEM and start forecasting their hard drive inventory for planned replacements and upgrades. So how did this help them out, and how did this get them started into a proactive IT support model? So we were able to build an executive dashboard and a weekly report to notify their field service and service desk teams to contact affected users to set up a drive replacement. So additionally, if that user was not set up on OneDrive and their data was not backed up, they did that proactively too as well. So enabling this process allowed them to create an intelligent and prioritized hardware refresh schedule, also optimize and cost forecast SSD purchases for asset management, and enable a proactive process for both field services and service desks, avoiding one of the most catastrophic loss of data and time-consuming reactive IT issue. So the client saw how just from this initial step into proactive support that NextThink enabled for them, that they were able to further a waterfall basically into more proactive processes from other issues that they were able to see data coming back in from NextThink. And I think, Louis, that you had a story along the software side of things too as well.
Yeah. First, that's a great story, Edgar. I mean, today, I know we have to wait for a lot of incidents to come to us, right? Through a service desk incident being opened up or a phone call coming in, and for us to help uncover that a third of their endpoints needed to be looked at, and for us to then shift into that from reactive to proactive. That's a great story, Edgar. And I do have a conversation around the application layer. So recently, a NextThink employee was experiencing problems with Teams and Zoom, where his audio call quality would drop. And then shortly after that, his internet would drop, which was deceiving because most IT organizations in this circumstance are going to look at the internet connection. Then we're going to look at the VPN configuration and start to look at Teams and Zoom, maybe remote into the machine and look through logs. It really can be like finding a needle in the haystack, right? What I love about NextThink is we have these visualizations so that you can both identify and diagnose. So there's this out-of-the-box device timeline view that for me just changes completely how we go about issue diagnosis, because we're automatically being presented event level data around how the device and applications and the network are impacting your employees' productivity. So in this device timeline view, we're showing IT exactly when the poor call quality event occurred, and also showing IT what else was happening on the device at that same time. So it's this ability to correlate events with this visualization that is what enables you to be able to pinpoint issues much faster than before. And so from this device deep view, we're able to validate that there is an audio device driver that was crashing, that was causing that call quality issue to occur. we can go from this device deep view in a couple clicks, a right click and a click, and we can shift to this enterprise-wide view to learn that 170 other employees had this same configuration. And this is important, right? Because a lot of times we fix an issue and we don't know who else is impacted. So with NextSync, we're able to visualize that, yeah, these 170 other people had the same issue. The good news is they were not impacted. They were not experiencing this issue. So we only had to focus on taking care of this one individual. So let's not forget, we also have NextSync remote actions. So this is a real powerful way for us to run automation on the endpoint, in this case, to reinstall the audio device driver. And this gets the particular individual taken care of. Had the other employees been impacted, those other 170 employees, would have been an easy effort for us to include those devices in the automation scope.
That's a great story, Lewis, especially when you take into account that they wouldn't have seen this prior to having something available to them, exposing that data and allowing them to do something about it, very much like the physical disk story that I told earlier. But thank you for that. You know, digital transformation is an important step towards process and cost optimization while improving the experience and productivity of users. So here at NextSync, we think gaining visibility into that experience and proactively remediating issues before they happen is one of the core aspects of recession-proofing your IT. With the advent of modern management, along with more apps and services moving over to the cloud, it's important now more than ever to start thinking about how your users consume your services. It's expose potential issues and resolve them proactively and continuously optimize that experience in the long term.
Thanks, Edgar. Yeah, this has been a great conversation. How to recession-proof your IT and got a little bit into how we can help with that. If you'd like to learn more, please visit nextsync.com so you can see how we're able to help see, diagnose, and fix your IT challenges faster than before. And if you have time for a great read, there is our NextSync digital experience for dummies. You should definitely check out. Thank you for your time.